Today was day 48 out of the 100 days of meditation challenge. And the more I meditate, the more confused I am. I thought meditating would help me connect to my higher self, or maybe awaken, or I thought it would help me find solutions for my life. And I know I don't mean egoic solutions like achieve, like I don't mean like law of attraction, suddenly you manifest everything you think. Just I thought it would help me open my heart and follow my intuition, and maybe it is working, maybe it is, but I haven't found a solution to my problems. In fact, I'm feeling I feel like I'm losing my words. I feel like I'm drowning more and more, deeper and deeper into my life circumstances. And the emotions are super intense as well. The fears, the thoughts. It's so confusing. I wish I had clarity too. I have no idea what decision to take. There are many very important decisions I am up against that I should be making soon, but I feel trapped and stuck in all of them. Like I feel really stuck, like there's no solution. No matter what choice I make, it comes with a bunch of unsolvable problems. And that's difficult, and it causes fear and anxiety. Although I guess one benefit I can see is that although I have huge crisis moments, and like yesterday I couldn't stop crying and screaming, and I was in so much pain, so much suffering. It was so intense. I thought I was going to die. And at the same time, I know better. I was like, okay, let's go there. Let's go to the heart, to the root of that emotion. Yet you can't decide. I couldn't decide if I was going or not. At some point, I couldn't go any further. At some point, the crying stopped, or a thought came that distracted me, and or at some point I was still sad, but to keep crying felt like faking. I feel so powerless. And it's not like I was hoping, or it's not like realizing that I am powerless and something bigger takes care of everything. Or maybe it is, but the way things are headed, it's like the higher power wants me to be homeless, and that's not what I want. It wants me to have a major financial crisis and lose everything. And I don't want that. I've been through that before, and although in retrospect I saw that it helped reorganize my life in a better way, but still I don't want to go through that again. And things are different now. My daughter is with me full time. It would affect her. I mean, it makes me very angry to contemplate, to ponder the idea that this is the path of least resistance, and this is what life has in store for me, to lose everything once again. I think it would put me into a lot of trauma. It would put my daughter into a lot of trauma. Although I understand that sometimes extremely difficult situations lead to great awakenings. But frankly, I guess I have a judgment. Yes, I'm arguing with life right now. Or no, I'm not arguing with life, because life is not, I'm not homeless right now. I'm arguing with what my mind, the only thing my mind can see coming. I see myself doing that there. It's so hard not to try to predict what's going to happen. And my higher self is not guiding me to anywhere. I take my little walk every day. I try to stretch and move my body a bit so that I'm not all sore. But frankly, all I want to do is sit and sleep. I send a few resumes, apply for jobs, but that doesn't feel good. That feels like I must do that. I have to do what I have to do. And the crazy thing is that no one calls me back. Nothing seems to work. All the help I tried to get, they don't call back. Some payments I'm supposed to receive don't come through. It's like everything is blocked. Nothing is coming. And I guess the meditation helps because I'm able to speak about that right now out loud without being in panic and fear. I'm not saying I'm not in panic and fear many times a day. Like today I was, yesterday I was, the night before. I'm in panic and fear every day. But I'm always aware of the panic. I'm not completely swallowed in it and can't see clearly, and it doesn't prevent me from meditating. It doesn't prevent me from doing what I have to do, caring for my daughter, going to job interviews, even though I cried my eyes out the few minutes before. The crazy thing is that the situation in which I'm in, if I get out of it without ending up on the streets, it's definitely a miracle, which is fun. But my mind says, no, you've been in that loop, in that pattern for decades, for your entire life. Nothing can happen. You can't suddenly heal that pattern in an instant. Well, I would argue that I think it's possible. I just don't know how. My mind doesn't know how. My mind has beliefs on how long it can take, or at that point it has taken so long it's probably never going to happen. I'm going to be like that forever. And if miracles existed, they would have happened by now. So don't expect a miracle. You're stuck, you're doomed. It's never going to happen. It's never going to work out. You're about to die, literally, is what my mind is saying. I'm very afraid that I am in denial too, that I've gone completely crazy. Like, who's that crazy person who's about to not have any money for food, lose her home, not be able to pay her bills, her phone, and she has a kid to take care of, and she's just meditating and making videos. That's crazy. I try to follow the flow of life. That's what all the teachers say. And I've seen that, I've heard that it's not only videos and books. I've lived that before, how when you're in flow, everything is easier. But there's no flow in my life right now. In my life right now, the flow is blocked. It's not like I'm not trying to, I don't know. And is my ego that strong? Is my subconscious so strong that it can completely block anything from coming into my life? I mean, it's so hard to surrender, because although I understand that surrendering doesn't mean I'm okay with potentially being homeless, surrender means accepting what is right now. And right now I'm not homeless. Right now the reality is there's almost no money in my bank account. There is some. Yeah, but tomorrow is rent and there's not enough, so you don't have enough. But right now it makes me angry. It makes me so angry to say, yeah, maybe tomorrow, but right now. That feels like denial to me. Because if I know that nothing is coming into my bank account on time, well, tomorrow I won't have enough. And then I'll be hoping, oh, maybe it's just one day late. Maybe it's like being passive. I don't want to be passive, but I don't know what actions to take. I'm doing my best. There's no action to take. It's really hard to not to take it personally and to feel like it's a punishment or it's a sign that I'm doing something right. Because surrendering would be accepting that this is what is and not to take it personally. But I do take it personally. My thoughts say, why does this happen to me? This doesn't happen to everyone. I must be completely out of line. I must be completely in the wrong direction. I must be completely gone mad if this happens. See, I see, and maybe I've watched too many law of attraction videos and they sort of traumatize me. Like, since we say that our physical reality is a reflection of our internal reality, well, if my outer reality looks like that, it means I haven't done my work. But that's what I keep doing. That's all I do. All I do is work on myself. And it feels like it's getting worse and worse. See, if I was something outside listening to me speak, I would say, trust, you're in the thick of it. You know, your ego gets worse before it releases. It's like when you watch a movie, the final battle, the major one, where you're afraid you're going to die or to lose, but still thinking about that is just being in hope. I don't want to be in hope. It feels too passive. And I'm still not sure. Is it the right, my instinct says the key is to go through the emotion, the deep fears, the deep trauma. My favorite quote is, the only way out is through. You can't go around the emotions, you can't go on top, you can go beneath it, you can't trick. The only way to go through the darkness is to go through it. And I'm all willing. I'm like, okay, let's go. I'm willing, let's go into it. But there's a part of me that doesn't want to go. And when the strong and fearful emotions come up, I do my best to stay present and feel them, but at some point something resists. I yawn, or I have a thought that drags me along, and then I'm distracted from my emotion. And where's the balance? Do I do that the entire day, allowing myself to go in a downward spiral on and on and on? Like today, I decided to do something different. I didn't want to be in denial. I didn't want to deny the emotions that came. If anything came up, I stayed with it. But I thought, what if I took care of my house and my body, and what if I put lipstick on and cleaned my house so it smells good and so it's comfortable? And I thought, is that wrong? Is that not acknowledging the emotion? I'm so much in my thoughts. It's so hard. I'm rambling over and over. I'm saying the same thing every day. All that to say, I sat for 1 hour as usual, and I'm confused as usual.